going on, everybody? Tanner Wideman of BARBARIANBody, and in today's video we're going to be going through the skinny guy's guide to building muscle mass. We're going to be talking workout, we're going to be talking diet. Let's just get straight into it. And if you could smash that bell notification icon right beside the subscribe button, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, we're gonna start this off here by not actually attacking the diet. The very first thing we're gonna cover here is actually the training. And we're not gonna add any training. In fact, we're actually going to be removing training. You see, a lot of the times, the skinny guys, they typically are between the ages of about, 14 to 22, when your metabolism is really fast. And the problem that a lot of these skinny guys are facing is that they're combining their already super fast metabolism with this incredible workload, which good for you, good for the initiative, but is really making this a tough uphill battle. If you're having a tough time putting on weight, it's because you can't eat enough. And the reason you can't eat enough is because you're burning too many calories. So start right now by training just 3 times per week. If you're doing your workouts for an hour and a half to 2 hours, stop, cut that out. You're burning too many calories. Bring that number down to about 45 minutes to about 1 hour. Your excess cardio that you're doing at the end of every workout, guess what? You're having a tough time putting on weight, cut that shit out. Again, you're really trying to make this process as simple as possible. Train 3 times per week, 45 minutes to about an hour. And don't get me wrong, you still want to be training for hypertrophy and for strength and stimulating progressive overload. But the number one thing I don't want you doing is overdoing it and causing your body to have to be in this huge caloric intake level just to put on a few measly pounds. Now, the next thing in regards to your diet, normally I recommend these huge monster meals so you can get a ton of calories in. The only problem is, for a lot of you guys, that's really hard to do every single time. You just can't consume these monstrous portions. So instead, what I'm gonna recommend is for you guys to actually start snacking more consistently. One of my best tips that I used for putting on as much muscle mass as possible, for actually hitting my calorie surplus, was to consistently snack. Now, I'm going to recommend that you go ahead the night prior. Pack yourself some high calorie snacks that you can bring with you throughout the day, whether you're at work, whether you're at school, so that you can actually hit that calorie surplus. In conjunction with this tip, the type of snacking that I'm going to recommend is to be high fat foods. So that could include blocks of cheese. Lots of my friends from back in the day when my metabolism was super high and I was trying to put on as much muscle mass as possible will remember me carrying around blocks of cheese about this big. It packed a ton of calories and helped me to actually get into my calorie surplus. In addition to these blocks of cheese, I would also carry around a bag of trail mix. Lots of nuts. There's a lot of fats in nuts and a lot of calories. And the reason for this is very simple. For 1 gram of fat, you're gonna be getting 9 calories. For 1 gram of carbohydrates and both proteins as well, it's only gonna be 4 calories per gram. So by consuming fats, you're getting more than double the amount of calories than just carbohydrates or proteins. So that's why I recommend high fat snacks. You're also gonna see this list of high fat foods that you can also take advantage of in order for you to hit your calorie surplus a lot easier. Meaning you're not gonna have to consume so much food, but rather strategize and focus and prioritize on the really high calorie foods to get you to your goal caloric intake. And obviously the biggest contender in this is going to be your protein intake. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you weigh 170 pounds, get 170 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And if you're really skinny, then you might even be interested in trying like 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Trust me, you guys could use it. Now let's get to the training. I already recommended that you guys should only be doing like 3 to 4 workouts per week. Now most guys are gonna say, should I do high weights, low reps, high weights? What do I do? You always wanna do a conjunction of the two. Unless you're strictly entering a strongman competition or you're strictly entering, a bodybuilding competition, then I would recommend you do a hybrid of both. This is called duality. So at the beginning of the workout, what I like to perform are some high weight, low repetition exercises to stimulate strength gains. You're gonna be doing these on compound movements, your bench press, your overhead press, your deadlifts, your squats, etc. Then as you get to the end of your workout, that's typically when I like to focus on the hypertrophy focusing exercises where we're gonna be getting a higher rep range and a higher time under tension. Now, one of the best tips that you guys can start to follow when it comes to performing your workouts and performing the exercises is training with intention and moving away from the I'm just lifting a weight from point A to point B to I'm lifting a weight for this reason. Whether it's for explosiveness if you're working on your strength, or whether it's going to be focusing with intention and trying to contract and flex and shorten and lengthen those muscles as much as you possibly can if you're training for hypertrophy, which means muscular growth. You always want to have this intention. The reason you guys are having a tough time putting on weight is because you're young. And the other problem that comes with you young guys trying to put on weight is you're actually training without intention. You're just trying to do the exercises for a certain amount of repetitions. I want you to start being intelligent with this. Consistently chasing progressive overload, which is going to be the next thing. And in order to actually do this, you must track the amount of weight, the amount of reps, the exercises that you're performing, and then revisit these exercises. You want to set the bar for yourself so you know what you're aiming for without progressive overload, without trying to do more than you did the week before and the week before that and the week before that. You're really going to be spinning your wheels and making this process of building muscle mass a lot slower and a lot harder for you. And my final tip for you guys right now is going to be to prioritize your big muscles. For some reason, skinny guys, they like to go into the gym and start training their abs and their biceps. When the problem with that is those muscles are really quite small in comparison to, say, your deltoids or your pecs or your back or your legs. You want to prioritize those muscle groups at the beginning of the workout when you have the most amount of energy and intensity, and really push on those exercises for that progressive overload. This is what's going to get you the most bang for your buck, the most ROI, which means return on investment. It's the intelligent way of training so that you don't have to spend hella hours in the gym training every single muscle part, but you're completely burned out when you get to your chest or your shoulders, your back at the end of the workout. So structure your workouts with a priority on the biggest muscle groups first. Push with intensity, and again, progressive overload. So you need to track those exercises, track the weight, track the reps, track the sets, and then beat it the next week. So there you guys go. That concludes today's video. I want to keep it simple. There's lots of details that I could get into, but if you just stick by those main pillars, those main principles, and you do it consistently, then you're really going to see a lot more muscular growth than you've likely ever seen in the past however many weeks or months you've been trying to do this on your own. If you guys enjoyed this video, then be sure to smash that like button down below, and also be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon for weekly workout tips and nutrition tips that you will not want to miss. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.
All right, guys, again, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're interested in checking out the exact supplements that I personally use, head on over down to the link that we'll have in the description. Head on over to EHP Labs. Check out their protein powders they have, the vegan protein powders they have, the pre-workouts, the oxy shreds, the BCAAs, the creatines, the vitamins. They got tons of good stuff. And again, these are personally the supplements that I use. And if you use code BARBARIAN at checkout, you're gonna get a special discount as well. So again, be sure to hit the link that's in the description or the upper right-hand corner. Check out EHP supplements. And thank you guys again for supporting the channel and watching today's video.